Tonight I have a question, and it's very similar to the question that Arianna asked on her vlog a few years ago, and it's just something that I've been thinking about over the last couple of days because I've been getting kind of frustrated. And that question is when? When do we become women? You know, is it, especially because, you know, am I not a woman right now because a bunch of strangers arbitrarily decide that I don't look enough like a girl to gender me female? You know, does that make me not? Does that mean that my unpassable trans friends are not women because, you know, people look at them and don't think that they look like women? You know, was it when I was a kid and, you know, I never really passed as a completely normal guy. People have thought that I was gay my entire life. So, you know, was I ever a man? And if so, then when? When did I change? Was it in 7th grade when I started experiencing gender dysphoria? Was it in 10th grade when I officially picked, or actually 9th grade when I officially picked out a female name for myself? And I believe I really started identifying as female, you know, but even then it was earlier than that, you know. Was it in 8th grade where I realized that I was mortified at the prospect of my voice changing, and the girls started developing and their skin became, you know, stayed soft, and they started developing breasts and they started blossoming out, while the guys just got bulkier and got all that gross body hair? And, you know, was it then when I realized that there was something wrong, that the girls had something that I was jealous of, and that what I was going through felt wrong? Is that when I became a woman? Am I a woman now? Because some people have gendered me female. You know, some people some of the time. So, you know, there are people who think that I am a girl. And so does that make me a woman? Or, you know, was it when I took my first estrogen pills and testosterone blockers? Was it, you know, when I got gendered female for the first time? Is that when I became one? Is it, or am I not going to be until I go full-time and get my name and my gender marker changed? Am I not going to be until I get surgery? It just seems so arbitrary, you know. In an ideal world, I could just get this out of the way right now. I could say, I'm a girl, everybody, call me Carrie, call me by female pronouns. I come up dressed in female clothes and wearing makeup, and nobody would give a shit. But, you know, since we're not living in an ideal world, it just feels like I'm trapped in this, you know, as a slave to this system of gendering that's so arbitrary. You know, basically I'm just waiting, you know, to feel like I am myself on the most basic of levels. I have to wait until a bunch of random strangers that I don't even know, you know, think that I look female enough to gender me that way. You know, it just feels really stupid. So, I don't know. I've just been thinking about that because it's been bothering me that I'm still stuck. Like, you know, especially over the last 2 days, you know, I'm really getting tired of going into the men's bathroom. And, you know, every single time I go into a stall, there's a guy next to me that is pooping at the butt equivalent of the top of his lungs, and, you know, there's always splatter on the seats, and I really don't feel like I belong in there anymore. But, you know, because people are still gendering me male, I really don't have a choice. So, you know, it's just one of those nights where I kind of feel like my entire life is on hold until this arbitrary event, until this arbitrary event of a majority of random people gendering me female happens. And, you know, it just feels stupid. It feels like, in my head, I'm done. I'm there, and there's no way in hell I'm going back. you know, at this point I couldn't. I'd never want to. And, you know, in my head it feels like that should be enough, but, you know, in the society it's not. So, you know, I kind of been frustrated, and it just, you know, the arbitrarity of gender, and how such a tiny thing, such tiny little perceptions just change how you see how the entire world sees you. You know, just because people think that you're a guy, immediately they assume strength, they assume power, they assume, oh, this, you know, he's a dude bro, he's going to want to talk about football, and, you know, and as soon as they see you as a girl, it's completely different. It's like, oh, she looks pretty, and, you know, just because of that technical definition of whether they're seeing you as a boy or a girl. And it's kind of funny for me, because right now I'm sort of in the middle where, you know, most people are gendering me male, but a few are gendering me female. And the way that I'm treated is just so different in both cases. And I just find it pretty funny that, you know, just based on what they think I am, it changes so much. And, you know, it just feels like such an arbitrary definition, because, you know, it's not like my identity inside suddenly changes just because people see a guy or see a girl. You know, the only difference is that, you know, well, really there is no difference. It's just, you know, my identity stays the same. My identity is always wishing that I could be being gendered female, but, you know, again, it's just people don't yet because they can't see it. So, that's my challenge. That's what I've been thinking about. Again, just because I'm kind of in between state right now, and, you know, sort of frustrated that people aren't able to recognize that unchanging female identity in my head. And, you know, it feels like my entire ability to express myself on the level of gender and be recognized for who I am completely depends on the arbitrary opinions of a bunch of strangers, and whether they think I look female enough to be accepted as such. Whatever. It's just what I've been thinking about. Bye.